Hello people of the internet. What was that? It's Amanda, and I'm really giddy for today because later we're gonna be seeing Kimpuri perform Ichiban for the first time on stage on TV. So I'm really excited about that one, but today's video isn't gonna be about that. Now, if you missed it, I did a review slash analysis slash reaction video to the Ichiban music video in my last post. But today, you know, it was really fun for me, even if it's new that I pushed out that type of content. Usually I just analyze and share my thoughts on dramas and TV shows, and whenever I do unboxing, it's mostly focused on the packaging or the add-ons or other stuff like that. So to really just talk about performances, which I absolutely love and enjoy as well, was something that was very thrilling for me, and I'm really happy that I did that video. But to put it out there again, I'm no dancer, I just love analyzing performances, and that's what we're gonna be doing in today's video as well. If you follow me on Twitter, then you would know that I was just so obsessed when they released the NANANA choreography video. Ever since I heard that Sho and Kaito were the ones who choreographed this particular number for their Mr. Dome tour, I was really ecstatic to like find out more about it, and I was really hoping that they would release a choreography video or maybe even just a Let's Dance video for it, simply because again, couldn't travel, so couldn't go to the Dome tour, and I know that the DVD would still be months away, so I thought that I was going to see this performance really like longer than it took. But I was really happy that they posted this video so that I'm able to like just see the choreography finally. And I absolutely love about Kimpuri's choreography videos is it's usually a fixed point kind of camera. Like you can see all of the members, it's not shifting too many angles, no zoom in shots or anything like that. Because I think for me, one of my pet peeves whenever I'm watching a choreography video is if they try to like do it music video style. Like for me, I'm not seeing the footwork, I'm not seeing how this should look like in terms of formation, in terms of whether there's symmetry or asymmetry when it comes to the members who are dancing and stuff like that. So it waters down the choreography for me and like just me looking at it. So I really love how, you know, how they shoot their dance practice videos or choreography videos ever since they posted the first one, which is Magic Touch. Now I'm kind of like, I have mixed feelings about the changed set because this one is definitely a lot darker as compared to their Magic Touch one, and yeah, so there's definitely a huge difference in that. But I get that they want to like change things up a bit and I don't know, like add a little bit more atmosphere when it comes to their choreography video. As for my thoughts on whether or not this is actually a dance practice video, I highly doubt that this is a completely, you know, a complete dance practice video given, you know, the whole set thing and whatever. But in my opinion, it's really more of an SEO type of thing. Like when you search it, so dance practice, it pops up because of the keyword. So not really that much of a big deal for me, since they include choreography in the beginning as well. So yeah, I also noticed like I'm not particularly sure if this is more of a universal music type of thing, because I don't know, I noticed like in other dance videos for other Johnny's groups it's not exactly like this, but I did notice that in some groups that is handled by Universal Music or Universal Music Japan specifically, they use the term choreography in these types of videos as well. So I'm not sure if that's more of like a label thing or anything like that, but yeah, absolutely noticed about this video, which I also talked about in my Ichiban reaction analysis video, was that I'm really loving the energy that I'm getting, especially from Jin. Like lately I've been seeing he's been having a lot of like swag when it comes to his movements. Like it seems like he's really like getting into that. And then for Ren as well, like Ren, I noticed there's a new kind of like snappiness in him that was really emerging recently when it comes to his dancing. And one thing that I've always loved about Ren, even before, like even back when they just freshly debuted, and I think some of the members talked about this in an interview as well, Ren just knows his angles. Like whenever there's a camera or whenever they're performing, he just knows when to where to angle his face, and it really shows, especially when it comes to when they're performing dance routines, and I really enjoy and love that. So yeah, so just them, then just this relaxed energy. From what I heard from fans who attended the Dome tour, so basically that initial jump that they did in the choreography was actually them taking a water break, and because I think the sequence in the Dome tour was Magic Touch Namai Oshiete, so it was really a full-on dance number. And then eventually like they took a water break, but then that opening, they throw the water bottles and they really incorporated it in the choreography, and I think that's really good. Loved that little extension that they did. So extensions, at least from what I've learned watching a lot of like dance videos and stuff, are extend your limbs or how long you extend your movements whenever you're dancing, and I really love the extension that they did in that particular part right there. And then again for this one, I noticed that this choreography has a lot of both symmetric and asymmetrical types of formations. It's very dynamic, a lot of movement, and I really like that because again with Kimpari, they really rotate per member, just putting someone in the center, putting the highlight on them. And I noticed that in this particular choreography as well, it definitely means a lot more since Kaito and CHOREO were the ones who did this. But I really love how each member had their own moment in the choreography. Like the focus is solely on that particular member, and that it transitions into this like cohesive thing that they're doing. So I really love that. Anyways, this one, a lot of fans pointed out that this particular formation right here when they're doing this, very gorilla show type of thing. So that's why a lot of fans really had their own fun with this. So really nice. Footwork is really good in that one. Again, very nice and snappy. I love the combination of Kaito's groovy style versus Sho's sharp and snappy dance style combined into this entire choreography, and I really would want to know who contributed what and how they came up with the choreography, because this one is really complex. And at least for me, and again this is probably like a very biased opinion, I do think that this is world level competition type of choreography, and I really love that. So the focus is on Jin right now, and again the formation, especially since you know they're not exactly quote-unquote professional choreographers, but how dynamic the choreography is in terms of formation, and it's not just all of the members doing the same thing, but it's them having very isolated moments that still jive with whatever it is that the others are doing. So I think that's really good. Very heavy on the footwork as well. I absolutely love that part. It was so clean, it was so crisp and snappy, and I absolutely just love those kinds of like detail. I'm not really into more like very synchronized type of dancing, even outside of Kimpari. I love it when the performers show their own individual flavor to choreographies, and I just really love those small details that make the form unique. And then this one, so again, really nice. There's definitely like a symmetry happening, but at the same time, like with Ren just doing his hand movements, again there's an individual flavor added to it. It's symmetrical in terms of the shape because there are 5, but still asymmetrical in terms of, you know, how it looks. So it's not too robotic, and I really love that, you know, just putting that attitude into the choreography. This one I absolutely love, like the way that, you know, Kishi was just building up on this movement, and then Ren and Jin join in, and then from like the outside of it there's Kaito and Sho, and then they just doing this movement. I don't know, I just absolutely love that. Again, it's very, very interesting, considering that it's very different when you're a dancer and then you're the one choreographing, doing the choreograph or something, right? Be choreography for something. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, but yeah, like it's different when you're just the one dancing and you're the one doing the choreography. Like there are a lot of people who can sing but cannot coach when it comes to singing. So again, it's very, very different, because the teaching style is definitely something that is a technique, like requires a little bit more technique and skill. And for them to be able to come up with this type of choreography with this level of complexity, again, I think maybe I'm just particularly biased for king&prince because I absolutely love them, but I also think that from a technical standpoint, and if you're not particularly familiar with them, there's definitely room to appreciate the way that this entire thing turned out. So yeah. Wait, I absolutely love this one. I love the form in this one. I ended up sketching the show's form in this one. Absolutely loved like this pause that they did, because obviously I think one of the mistakes as well, whenever, you know, there's very heavy choreography that goes on, is it's always like this, and then there's just so many things happening. But the pauses and the little moments that you put into you know, the choreography to let it simmer a little bit and then just dive right into it, I feel like this particular part is such a good build up. And then I just absolutely love the energy in this particular chorus, like the way that they're like attacking the audience with the movement. This one was very, I can hear the stomping on the floor as I'm wearing my headphones. Even if I'm not wearing my earphone, I definitely heard it like the first time around when I watched it. There's definitely a lot of like energy that goes into, you know, just the movements, and and then that it slows down into a shoulder roll, like the energy, and then it builds up again from here, and then again there's that attack happening with very, very huge extensions of movements. Really, really nice. I'm talking so much and we're only just 1 minute into the video. Notice Shaw's little smug smile happening as he was doing the choreography as well, so that's really nice to see. That isolation of the shoulder, from the fingertips to the shoulders, I really love that part. I think that's really nice and cool. I love the angling that they're doing right here. And again, like those little like movements, it still gives space for each member to just do their own thing, ad-lib a little bit, whatever. Even if, you know, the choreography itself is already packed with so many things going on, but they can still add their like own thing to it. And that's why I really love this one. I honestly wish, like with my poor ass eyesight, that they could have just, I don't know, maybe lit the room a little bit more. But yeah, I totally get the whole like cool factor kind of vibe that they want to like get on with for this one. I love this part where Shaw just gathers them all. They kind of like close in, and then he does that little head snap, right? So much attitude goes into just that particular millisecond. Really enjoyed that one. Then there. And then again with the whole like asymmetry thing happening with the formation. And then the slow-mo, like there are really like very nice, snappy, dynamic, strong type of movements. And then they also add in some like body rolls and like isolated like movements with the shoulders and the fingers and the arms, and it really gives it that kind of like slow, just groovy, vibing type of movements, and I really, really like that. There's just something about Jin lately with his, like, it's not even like big movements. You can see it in his expression. There's a certain smugness. There's a certain, you know, kind of vibe whenever, you know, he's moving around lately. Whenever it's dance heavy songs, I noticed it in Ichiban as well. And later into the video, like, I really love like the vibe that he's giving here. It's not really like too boastful or anything like that, but it's really more of just like him doing that thing. I really, really like that. And then Jin's turn in that particular part, absolutely love it. I remember tweeting something about I wish Kimpuri would do a lot more footwork in their choreography, since they're doing a lot of like dance heavy songs and whatever. But I can't believe that I forgot that they've been doing footwork for so long now. Like in many of their songs, it's just that, you know, like in my head, because usually now they're really getting into more complex, more not Johnny's like type of choreography. So that's why maybe it's just occurring to me now. But I love how, you know, there's definitely some footwork happening here. Floor work. I feel like I've said like footwork in the past couple of minutes. It's supposed to be floor work. But I really, really like, again, this show's form, as always, is really just very, very big type of extensions and movements and everything. And I mean, again, I mentioned this in my Ichiban video. Sho is my oshi. So usually, like whenever it's this kinds of videos, like I do focus on, it takes me a lot of like watches just so I can focus on every single detail that every member is doing. And one thing that I really, really notice about Sho and his movements is no matter how dynamic the choreography is, his movements are so on point. Like movements when it comes to his angles, his face, his fingers, the way that, you know, there's certain width that he goes for if the choreography calls for it. And this one really, really shows here like this very triangular form that he has going on in this particular part. Really like that. And then there's Kaito, obviously, with his facial expressions. It's just really, you know, very unique to him, and I really like that as well. This one I absolutely love. Like the way that they did this particular chorus was just so good, because from here, so your attention is definitely like they're in a line, and so your attention is definitely like, so what's gonna happen? Obviously there's gonna be like, there's an order in your mind as to how it's gonna go considering their formation, but the movement actually comes from Kishi's part where he does the drop the beat part, and then it moves into this domino effect from Sho doing the choreography, and then Ren following through, Kaito and Kishi, and then Jin has his own like solo part right here. Now what I absolutely love about Kishi, I've always loved his dancing because he has the perfect balance between Sho's snappiness and then Kaito's groove and attitude when it comes to dancing. I really don't like it whenever like he's I know that his lovable part is just being really, really nice and humble, but then at the same time, like I just feel so bad whenever he's saying that, you know, he doesn't think that he's good at this or that or whatever, because I do think that, number one, I absolutely love Kishi's vocals, and number two, I really, really love his dance style. I think that he really has this like nice groove to him that I don't know, there's just something about his dancing and the way that he does his facial expressions when he's dancing that's really good, and I really love seeing that in these types of choreographies as well. I think I've seen that basketball shoot choreography somewhere. So I'm 80% sure that Kaito is probably the one who put that in. This one, turning, footwork, everything, the way that it moves. Bless the cameraman for just this, like the direction of this video as well. Kudos to the staff who had to like put up with this one, because there's definitely a lot of like there's camera work that went into it as well. Are definitely movements that Ren does that's he does this like neck thing, which I really like whenever he's dancing. Like, I don't know, I can't do it. I don't have the jawline for it, but he does it so well. It's very unique to him. He has like, there's a certain wave in terms of his shoulder movements, and he just has this like certain flair that adds to the attitude of choreography, and I really like that little moment right there. And there, like there's, it's not his part. Kishi was the one who's dancing, but you know, there's this little kind of like head movements happening. Love those kinds of like little sprinkles. And again, Ren with the neck movement. I don't know why, I just really love it whenever he does that. And then that one, so apparently, you know, that last chorus where they jump is the most replayed part for this particular music video. I really love how explosive that part is. It's definitely a good parallel to how they started with the throwing and then the jumping and then the movements and anything like that. But this one, they're retaining the formation that they have. Shaw has always been a high jumper when it comes to choreographies in general. I remember when Magic Touch came out and then the chorus, he was just jumping like he was doing jumping ropes. My brain, I swear. But yeah, like but for this one, and one thing that based from dance analysis videos that I've seen who talk about Kimpuri, you know, Show's way of just, you know, he jumps but he knows exactly where to land. It's very cat-like in a way where there's definitely still precision no matter how high up he just jumps up there. So I don't know, that's really one of the things that I absolutely loved about that part. And then I don't know, I just love just the energy of it. This part, like the last part, it's not really more technical as compared to the first parts of the choreography, but it's just, you know, them grooving and jiving into the music. I love the shape and the specific part that was absolutely great on Kaito's part with the ad-lib and everything, where his hat fell, and what he did was in the jump part he just threw it off cam. Very smooth. I really love how they just cooled down for this entire after it, you know, that's the last part. It's just them doing their thing, turning their backs on the camera. Very reminiscent of Chanbara, how King just ended that on such a high and then suddenly turned back. This part reminded me of that. I love their attitude in this one, specifically for Jin, who's rightfully in the center for this particular part, because there's just so much like swag and attitude in the way that he turned, and then just the lights went off. I feel like, I don't know, it was just such a good center focal point for the end of this particular video. And then there's that. Now, with that said, so obviously I do have a lot to say about this choreography. I absolutely loved it. I feel like, again, it's very different from what they've done before, simply because this feels a lot more, you know, already moving outside of that Johnny style dance and really focusing more on, like, you know, hip hop, so maybe a little bit more of like hip hop R&B type of influences that's more Western. And then at the same time, like what I absolutely, and I think I tweeted about this before as well, what I love about it is because, you know, with Sho and Kaito, they never really held back on how technical and how dynamic and how heavy this choreography was, even with, you know, the difficulty level of it. And instead of watering it down for the other members, they just went with it. And the members, Jin, Rin, and Kishi, were also very gracious for allowing them to just push for this kind of choreography. And I feel like I really, really love that relationship between the members in a way that, you know, they just let Sho and Kaito maximize this particular opportunity to put out this kind of choreography out there as a part of, you know, their performance as a group. And at the same time, just Sho and Kaito putting trust in Jinren and Kishi to be able to like pull it off. You know, they're trying to like really push to challenge each other in a way to be better as a whole. And I don't know, it's just one of the reasons, again, why I absolutely love them. When I saw the choreography for NANANA, it just reinforced this idea that, you know, this is a group that really wants to just go out there and show that they're doing something different, but then still staying true to their roots. And again, very well related to the release, which is Made In, and also the way that they did Ichiban. So I don't know, I just really, really love that. And I love this particular video. I'm looking forward to more choreographies by Kaito and Sho, just more dance-heavy sounds from Kimpuri in the future, simply because of their improvements in the past couple of years. Now, with that said, tell me down in the comments below, what are your thoughts on Kimpuri's latest, very dance-heavy, hip-hop inspired types of releases, these types of dance videos that's very different from their usual kira-kira type of songs back, especially back when they debuted. What are your favorite Kimpuri videos, anything like that? So just tell me down in comments below. Let's talk it out. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel and you would want to hear more from me, please hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you again soon in a new video.